Hello, and welcome back to Dedication. Fans remember the Bay City Rollers. I'm Suze, and I'm here with the lovely Laura, my sidekick and compass throughout this whole experience, 28 weeks now. Hello, Laura.
Wow.
How's
Hi,
Kits?
wow, I can't believe 28 weeks.
I know, isn't that... Well, first of all, it's about as many weeks as this whole thing has been going on, the coronavirus, so... Yeah,
That's true.
28 weeks just sounds like a massively long time. But we've been having a good time doing this.
Oh my gosh, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I look forward to doing this every week because everybody's so different that we've talked to and different stories, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, and this week's podcast is going to be so much fun. After
Oh,
the
gosh.
after the past few podcasts that kind of dealt with some heavy topics like Ian's sudden passing, and then learning about the uglier side of the business from Wayne's podcast. This week's going to be like a palate cleansing sorbet. Our guests this
Well
week.
put.
Yeah, our guests this week are two brand new BFFs, Heather and Jaz. Now, Laura, I've been claiming that I discovered Heather over on YouTube, and that's right, I did. But last night, in the middle of the night, when you remember things, I
Yes.
suddenly remembered that you told me about her a long time ago. Didn't you find her on Instagram or something?
I not found her, but just on one of the Bay City Roller Facebook pages, and I belong to so many, I can't tell you which one, but there was a little bit of a back and forth because she had posted a video about her, how do you say it, her thoughts on burning rubber.
Right, which I talk about in the podcast. I got you. Okay, so that's
So
how you...
from there, I somehow it came out that she's on Instagram, so I went over to Instagram and started following her on Instagram.
So you really discovered her. I was taking that from you. That's your discovery.
Well, but I don't know if we discovered her at this, like, you already knew about her when I told you.
I don't know.
I can't exactly remember, or I told you about her, and then you went and looked at her YouTube stuff, which I actually never had looked at.
I don't know.
So I'm a little fuzzy on that part. But
Well, anyway, I'm so
I'm
glad
just glad we found her.
I'm so glad we found her, right. And we're kind of excited to get back to our original intent, which was fan stories and fan memories. And these girls bring the fangirl. They fangirl just as hard as anyone we know, and we love it. Heather is 21 and Jaz is 23, but don't hold their gorgeous unwrinkled skin and limbered bodies against them. I mean, these girls really know their stuff. I mean,
They really do.
they are hardcore roller fans, and oh God, we're so happy to have found them. We think everyone's going to love them too. Oh, and stay tuned to the end, as we did have a really big surprise for the girls. You are not going to want to miss it. Okay, Laura, are we ready?
We're ready.
All right, let's roll. Hello, girls. Thank you for joining us today. We're so excited to get to know you both a bit better. How's it going?
I'm doing great. Pretty good.
So you fascinate us, fascinate me, and I'm sure Laura too. Two 20-something Bay City Roller fans. How the heck did that happen?
I think it all started by me just seeing their records in record stores. And one day I grabbed their greatest hits and I was like, I'll try this. It's only a buck.
Now, just so our
This is
listeners,
really catchy.
okay, that was Heather. Just so you girls, our listeners,
yeah,
get to
I'm
know your
Heather.
voices. All right,
And
so
Jaz,
Jaz.
and how it started with me is my mom was a huge Les fan.
Oh,
So I grew up with them since I was
Oh,
a baby.
really?
Yeah,
And she did not get you into them.
and I didn't get into them. I didn't really look into them. It's just like, oh, that's my mom's favorite band, whatever. And Heather liked them, and I'm like, what? Well, since my best friend likes them, I'm gonna dig deeper. And I'm like, oh, actually, they have some good stuff. But my mom was a Les fan, where I got more into the Duncan era of stuff.
Now, how did you guys hook up or meet? Because Heather, you're in New York, and Jaz, you're in Illinois.
Yeah, we met online, I believe through Instagram, and we were both into classic rock, and we just really hit it off, ended up talking, and that turned into talking every day. And now here we are as best friends.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Have you ever met in person?
No, but I'd love to.
Oh, we're going to make that happen somehow. One day. Oh, that's so wonderful. So now, Jaz, just to get back to your mom for a minute. Was she was a fan back in the day, so was she our age-ish?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know her? Is she online?
Oh, no, she doesn't do, like, the whole...
Oh, she's
groups or
smart.
anything like that.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, that is so awesome. So she's one of us. So she's a sister and she doesn't even know it. And you could be my child, and I'm not sure if I'm happy about that or depressed. I'm not sure.
Jaz, you should put her on so she should join the group.
Yeah. No, I just think that
She would like all the drama.
I'm just so excited that your age group is listening and having fun with it, and it's a wonderful thing. So we're just so happy to find you and to know you.
Oh, yeah. I know at least 2 other people my age that are into them, too.
Did you
Yeah.
Did you turn them on to them, or was it just happenstance?
We met because we liked them.
Wow.
They're awesome. Yeah.
That is wonderful. We're
There's
gonna.
a few of us.
Well, we want you in our fold. We want you in our fold.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, I'm going to ask you both. Your favorite lineup.
The Duncan era.
Jaz? Same?
This is hard.
It's okay.
Because, like, I love Ian. So I
Oh,
love Ian.
yeah.
But I'm going to go with Duncan.
All right. And how about your favorite album?
I want to say Vox.
Ricochet.
So we're still in the Duncan era.
Oh, if Burning Rubber's not, I want to pick Burning Rubber.
I would probably still say Vox, just because of that one song, New York. It gives me chills every time. Every time. There's not a bad track on the album.
And that's how I found you, Heather. I was on YouTube, and you came up, and you were doing what do you call it when you buy a bunch of vinyl? What do you call it? A vinyl drop or
A haul or something?
vinyl haul? And you were just going through these albums, and I was like, this girl's got it going on. She knows her stuff, and it was a lot of '70s stuff, but some really obscure stuff that you knew. And in the background, I think you were playing Vox.
Probably.
And I was like, this girl is amazing. I have to know her. And here we are.
It's funny because, like, I kind of gave up on YouTube. I'm a media production student, and it was just something like, oh, I could make a fun video about this or this. And it just kind of became like a hobby.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually there just wasn't really any fun in it. And I didn't really expect it to go anywhere. But all of the videos that actually had, like, a decent amount of views were videos that I either talked about the rollers, or there were a couple that I did where I edited, like, little bits of Burning Rubber. Like, I took all of the parts that Duncan was on the screen, just because I was mad that there was, like, barely any Duncan in it, just to see, like, how much time that would end up at. And it was literally, like, 6.5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
An hour and a half movie.
That's the labor of love to do that.
Right?
Now, I didn't see that video. Did you take that one down?
No, I think I just did it because I was bored.
Oh, okay. Well, speaking about the Burning Rubber video, you did one about Alan that was vastly misunderstood. I want to give you a chance to tell us about that video and then the onslaught of the protectors.
I'm going to pull it up now, and I'm going to say all of my piece about this, because it's kind of embarrassing how it got really on the PM, but I do want to, like, explain the whole thing, because, so the exact title is 9 Minutes of Ellen Longmire being an absolute disaster in Burning Rubber. Now, that title got people angry, but really all I did was I went through the movie and I took the clips that were just his character being really goofy, doing something silly, and I just put it together as, like, a fun compilation. Like, oh, let's laugh at how nerdy his character was. I probably went wrong when I put his actual name in the title and not his character.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
that's where people like got mad. But it was just for fun. It was just like, this is a fun movie. Here's some fun bits, you know.
And just for the
people-
record, you love the movie. Just for the record.
Oh my god, I can't tell you how many times I've seen that movie.
No, I mean that's the irony.
Wore it in my sleep.
It sounds like people didn't get beyond the title of your video.
Yeah.
And instead of maybe watching it to see what you had put together, they saw the title and just made a total judgment call.
And on YouTube, you can see like the engagement of your views, like
Yeah, the
where
comments.
people are like dropping off.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of times with all my videos, really, people like don't watch till the end, which is like whatever. I get bored too, but yeah, just a little something to note there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't take it down either for some reason.
Please
I
don't.
might edit the title. I took down the Les videos though. That was.
Oh man, they were after us.
Well, you know,
There's a lot of videos.
You want to talk about the Les videos? So, I think it was sometime in October or November last year where I heard that Leslie was going to be coming to Canada. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's not far from me. And I was kind of like debating, like, should I go see him? Like, he's not my favorite, and he replaced my favorite replaced him. And I was kind of like, you know, I've been reading up on him, and he's just a jerk to the others, and I was like, kind of like weighing the pros and cons. And like, obviously, I did want to go, but I made a video talking about it, and then that got me thinking, like, I should just make a video talking about why exactly I wasn't really happy about him. And so I did, and people freaked out. I think where I went wrong was when I look at him and the rollers and everybody, I see them as humans. They're awesome. They're amazing. But they have flaws. They can do stupid things too.
Yep.
You know, we're all human. We're a mixed bag.
Yeah.
Whereas the people that were really being nasty about it, like calling me a child, saying I don't know anything, saying, oh, you're so rude, young lady. I have the feeling that they absolutely idolize him. He's so perfect. And to see someone being critical was like attacking their idol, or attacking their religion or something.
Yeah.
Just because they take it to heart. And I can understand that, but it's not an excuse for being really, really rude.
No, well, it's
They take those videos down, but yeah.
yeah.
I think even being nice saying they were calling you young lady, I mean, I got some messages where it was
I hate that so much.
We didn't even get called young lady, we got called some other words.
Oh.
I'm so sorry that happened. I mean, there are people in all fandoms, and especially in this one, who feel that they're their protectors and they're justice warriors or what. I don't get it. I mean, you're allowed to say and feel whatever you want about them. I mean, I find you two ladies, and I don't know you that well, but a lot more mature than many people in the BCR community.
We try.
Well, I mean, you're really into music, so it's not just. I mean, of course, you think they're cute, and that's fine, but you're coming at it from a totally different perspective, and 3 generations later, you're allowed to have those feelings. We've all had those feelings. We've all had something happen during our time in the fandom that we weren't happy and we got attacked for. So you're not alone.
Right.
But I am sorry that happened to you, because I would not want to lose young ladies, and you are young ladies, because it's a beautiful thing to have found you.
Yeah, I definitely feel very lucky to be talking to you guys right now.
Oh, well, we're
awesome.
just going to keep you close. We're going to, I mean,
It's not.
we're not going to let anyone treat you that way again, ever. And the thing about that Burning Rubber video is Alan would have loved it. He would have gotten the humor. He would have gotten the humor, and he would have laughed, and he would have loved it.
And that's one thing that I mentioned in our podcast is that we, as young people, we have sort of a different style of humor, and that doesn't always translate well with older people. So I think that a lot of it gets lost in translation.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can definitely see that happening.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have young sons, so they kind of keep me hip with the lingo. Like, when things things were lit. By the time I start saying things were lit, it was no longer cool to say it was lit. They're like, "Mom, you're old. If you're saying it, it's over." And
I always catch on to slang really late. It's weird.
That's because we're old at heart.
Yeah.
Old souls. Definitely old souls. Well, my dream is the next time we go to Scotland, we bring you with us. We will take you
You made
around.
one come true.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna don't spoil it. No spoilers. All right, but now I am really sorry that happened to you. But I mean, it's a beautiful community, and it can be a cruel community at the same time. You just have to find your place. You have to find your spot, your sweet spot,
Definitely.
and hunker down and. Yeah, so we're glad to have you. So I don't think I asked you who your favorite member was, but I'm pretty sure it might be Duncan.
I'm not sure if I'm clear on who their favorite member is.
I'm not sure either.
Definitely ask Jaz, because hers changes by the minute.
mine changes by, yeah, I was going to say mine changes by the day.
Well, who is it today, Jaz?
Good question. Eric,
She just loves them all.
That's okay. We love them all too.
Can I just ask, at any time was Derek ever your favorite?
Jaz.
5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago.
But now I'm really feeling Eric, but you guys can try in 10 minutes, it might be Alan, who knows?
See,
I like that.
I noticed for a while, Jaz, you really flip-flop between Eric and Derek.
I still flip-flop.
But that's okay. They're
We've done this little experiment to see who I would stay with longer without looking at the other. Like, we went a week and I couldn't talk about Eric or anything or just send any photos of him or anything.
I remember that. Yeah, it was like, you. I think you said something like, "Oh, I'm choosing whoever." I think you were choosing Derek. It was like I was like, "You sure about that?" And we had a challenge.
Did she win the challenge or?
I don't think so. I think you did really well for a while.
I did. I kept it strong for like a solid 3 days.
You did good right out of the gate.
Yeah. What broke her? Eric's blue eyes?
Wasn't it like one of those chubby photos of Eric you sent me or something?
You love chubby Eric. I love that you love chubby Eric.
It's one of my favorite things.
It's the cutest thing. I don't think he would like that so much, but I think it's adorable.
He
You should like it.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, he is. So, have you guys ever seen them perform?
I have only once, and it was Woody's version back in 2018, and they were very good.
And where was
enjoyed
that?
It. I know not everyone's a big fan of New Ian, but I liked them all. I think they did a good job, and I had a great time.
We were funny that we were all at that same show and didn't even realize it. I wish we had known that.
I gotta go through my photos and videos and see if you accidentally got in it or something.
If you were down in front, we were there.
Yeah.
We were
It's
there.
such a small world.
Now, Heather, tell me. Okay, so you're at the Hershey Park Arena, and we're all lining up to get in for the 2 different shows. So you're in there, and you're a young gal. What did you make of us?
It basically confirmed what I already knew, is that the whole fandom is just like a sisterhood. Like, everyone knows everyone. Everyone loves everyone. They just, they're all here because they love the guys.
Okay, you're making me cry.
They just...
Thanks for that, Heather.
We can't get through one freaking
sweet,
podcast
really
without
good
one
vibes.
of us crying. I can't stand it.
I'm surprised it wasn't me. Spoilers.
I don't think.
I have to say that show was a lot of fun, and it was great to hear the songs and to hear them with your friends.
There was a lot of emotion in that room for sure. Especially for the first show. The first show we had to get that under our belt and get all that out of our system. Then the second show we could kind of be carefree and wild again. But there is a lot of emotion.
Totally different energy.
Yeah, I mean
the first show was people that were like kind of curious about it. The second show was for the hardcore fans.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. Because the other people left and went on the rides. But yeah, we are.
It was funny because pre-YouTube, I got recognized at that show just because I was always on Facebook and the groups about that. I believe her name was Kathleen Stone that I was talking to. She's a writer.
Yeah.
She's so nice. Oh my gosh. She's like, "You're Heather." I'm like, "Oh my gosh."
Oh, that's awesome that she recognized you.
Yeah, you're a star. You're a star.
It was funny because I was in my own at that show. Well, my mom took me there, but she didn't really care to stick around for the second show. But I didn't really feel alone,
Yeah,
it's just with the girls.
Oh,
what a small world.
that is, isn't
I know. And I'm on a mission. One of these days, I will drag Jaz out to a show. I have to. It's non-optional.
Well,
And I can't wait till you do.
I can't wait till I can.
I know.
Let's go back to Canada next year, depending on where he goes. I might be up for another show.
I might be down for Toronto.
Yes, if he does Toronto, I'm totally down for Toronto.
You know what we should do if he does Toronto? We should drive and pick up the gals on the way. Pick up the gals on the way.
For me.
So have passports ready.
Yeah, you don't have your passports?
I got the enhanced license.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
I go
Good,
to
good.
Canada all the time. Back
There
when
you
I could.
Good.
All right. Yeah, I would be down for a Toronto trip for sure.
Oh yeah, it'll be so fun. I can't wait.
Jaz, didn't Woody play in Illinois, or was it not close to you?
I don't think it was actually too close to me because I did look into that, but it was too far. I share a car with somebody, so I can't just take off.
And it wasn't like big city tour, was it? It was it wasn't Chicago or anything like that. I don't think, was it? Anyway.
I don't think so.
All
I think
right,
it was
next
more
time.
a medium-sized town.
We'll get you there next time for sure.
It was his You Really Gotta Travel to See It show.
Yeah.
It was a heck of a drive for me, too.
To go to Hershey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's not close to
No.
Buffalo. Oh my gosh, that's right. Yeah. Oh yeah, I flew down to Hershey, but yeah, driving that would have been something else. Wow.
My mom
I'm pretty sure
drove.
Woody was in the northern part of Illinois, where I live close to St. Louis, in the southern part, so it would have been a couple-hour drive at least.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It'll happen.
All right, well, maybe that's a goal, in 2021, that we all meet up at some roller show.
Definitely. I'd love that.
That would be great.
I would love
The
that.
concerts are starting again. We have to.
Yeah, we're gonna have a girls' night.
Oh yeah, lots of girls. And you can call us girls too. We like that. Yep, we will. So I know you collect vinyl, and I want to talk about your vinyl collection. But do you also collect BCR memorabilia?
Oh, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have much aside from pinups and magazines. I have a Burning Rubber VHS, actually.
She says that she doesn't have that much, but her walls are literally nothing. But there's got to be at least 300 pinups. I'm
Wow.
not even joking.
Well, my walls are covered, but
That's
it's
what I mean. You have at
a
least
lot of
300.
different bands. Most of the posters are Wings, because after the records have posters.
Your little Duncan wall says other, but
Bust it. What's your most
Guilty
prized?
as charged.
What's your most prized possession?
Oh gosh, probably the VHS and the poster of Burning Rubber, because
So-
I didn't think I could find that. I was
No,
like, oh my gosh, no way.
So you have the actual DVR, not like a DVR copy. You have the actual DVD or VHS. You said.
Yeah, the actual VHS.
Can you
And I
play
had someone would burn it onto a DVD so that I could watch it.
Oh,
And
wow.
the tape wasn't perfect quality, but hey, it's still the movie.
But it was the legitimate copy of it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
Dutch VHS.
I don't think I've ever
Because
seen
it
one.
wasn't released in the United States.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Jazz, how about you? Do you collect memorabilia?
Yeah.
What do you
I
have?
think my favorite would be like the scrapbook I was showing the other night.
Yeah.
Since that was like something personal that somebody actually took the time to make.
Yeah. Maybe you'll send us a picture and we can include it in the podcast if you don't mind. Just of the scrapbook.
Oh yeah.
Jazz, I like your giant Derek anti-smoking poster.
Oh yeah, I do love that. That was such a great purchase.
Laura, is that the one?
It says, I wish kids wouldn't start smoking, then they wouldn't have to stop. And it's like a really close-up photo of Derek.
Really dramatic lighting.
Wait, didn't we just?
Oh my God.
Didn't we just auction some of those off, Laura?
Yes, but was Derek in that, or was it other?
We had a
the
Woody.
others?
I think we had a Woody one, but I thought there was a Derek one and that you won it.
Did I win?
Girl, you better check your Derek stash.
You know what? I win auctions and then I forget what I have.
Yeah.
And I like put stuff away and then I don't realize that I have it.
I think you might have won one of those because wasn't that from Sharon's collection?
Oh, yes. Yeah, so it's in an envelope somewhere.
See, that's how much she loves him, Jazz. He's in some envelope somewhere.
Get rid of anything Derek or Eric.
I did open up my Derek picture today that I won from an auction.
Yeah, you did. We're trying to raise money because we're marching in the Tartan Day Parade in New York City. Hopefully in April, if it goes on. We're registered and they're planning it to go on, and we are marching under the Bay City Roller fans, under Alan's tartan that was created for him after he passed. So we've been doing some auctions here and there just to raise some money because we'll need banners and flags and maybe a special guest will fly over. We don't know yet. So we're raising money. So we did a couple of auctions. Although that one for Sharon, I don't think that was for the Tartan Day Parade. Those auctions.
No, that was actually to raise money to help some Bay City Roller fans that had fallen on hard times because of the pandemic.
That's right.
Aww.
But she gave us her whole collection to auction off, and there were some pretty rare items in it. There were some pretty rare items. So that's how I knew about the smoking campaign. So I think we had the Woody one and the Derek one.
Yes.
Because Eric and Les certainly couldn't do that.
Right.
That would have been even better. I would have loved to have an Eric one that's like, don't smoke.
The only thing that would be funnier is if the picture was Eric with a cigarette in his hand. Like, I don't smoke it.
Laura, tell them your story.
Do what I say, not what I do.
Laura, tell them your cigarette story when you had him sign his books.
Oh,
it's cute.
So back in 2018, we were going to Scotland for an Eric event. He was performing at it was like part of a music festival weekend in this little tiny town called Hoyk, and his friend Karen had like built this whole weekend around where there'd be like meet and greets and he would be performing. And so one of the things I did was he wrote a book called The Edinburgh Lad, and I bought 3 copies, one for myself and 2 for friends who are really big fans of his. So I caught him in a moment alone, and I asked him, I said, Eric, would you mind, do you have a minute, could you autograph these books for me? And he looked at me, he said, you bought 3 of my books? And I said, yes, I want to give them away as gifts to people that are really big fans of yours. He said, 3 books, those are me fags for the week.
It's my favorite story from that weekend. My favorite story.
See, this is why Eric's my favorite right now.
Oh, he is so funny. He's so funny.
Yeah, and it's really nice, and yeah.
He's like a hot Santa Claus.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and that's.
I always say he looks like a fisherman.
That too. Yeah. That too. Yeah.
I wanted to make a bad joke, but I really shouldn't.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I was gonna say I want to sit on his lap and tell him what I want for Christmas, but
Same.
I don't listen to these.
Same.
Maybe I hope he does.
No.
I don't know.
He'd probably laugh at it.
Oh, he would love it. He just thinks we're all crazy anyway. So.
Yeah,
He's not wrong.
I just love you girls. Tell us about your vinyl collections.
I've been collecting for ages. Like, I can't even remember when I started. It's just been so long. But
You say that like we're really old.
I feel old.
Girl.
I think I'm close to 1,000, but I don't have quite 1,000 yet.
Oh wow!
That's how big it is. Yeah.
Heather,
It takes up
sorry.
It takes up a significant amount of my room.
Oh, I bet.
Are you genre specific, or as some people say, Pacific?
We're Atlantic.
I'm mostly in classic rock and but there's other genres like within classic rock, like disco, southern fried rock, like blues, like all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of artists that I like that would be considered either oldies or classic rock, or even like dipping into metal a little bit. That just they're like totally different, but I love them. It's a little bit of a lot.
That's a good description.
If you could only save one piece of vinyl, which one would it be? Just one.
Maybe
That hurts to think about.
It does hurt. You guys might hate me for my answer.
No, you won't.
No judgment.
I was thinking about one of my imports. Like maybe Fox or Pepper and Scotty's, but then I was thinking one of my favorite records ever, not on iTunes, not on YouTube, not basically Rollers related. There's a band called Helmet Boy. I believe they only put out one record, but Glenn Burtnick from Styx, he was in it when he was very, very young. And it's one of my favorite records in my entire collection. It's so good. Like, I'll get to the end of side 2 and just flip it over again. Because it's that good.
Is there any albums, I know they still call them that, out today where you're listening from start to finish like we did back in the day? I don't know of anything.
Probably The Mission from Styx.
Modern.
I don't listen to much.
Do we listen to modern? I don't
No,
think we do.
no.
There's only a small amount of modern artists. And like one of my favorite artists at the moment is a band called Bare Naked Ladies, and they've
I know the Bare Naked
guys
Ladies. They're Canadians,
I grew up listening to their stuff, and
Yeah.
they are literally my parents' age. Like half the band was born the same year as my parents.
Oh, sure.
Oh wow!
But they're what I consider new.
Yeah, no.
I listen
they're...
to like a band called Fits and the Tantrums.
I know
They're
Fits and the
They've been
Tantrums.
getting more into like pop lately.
Yep.
But their early stuff was very good.
The early stuff is very good. Yep. No, I'm a
Yeah.
fan. Yeah, I don't know who today I would want to be listening to 20 years from now. I just can't think of anyone.
That's a good question.
Have you ever heard of Greta Van Fleet?
I have.
They
They're great.
basically sound like they copied Led Zeppelin.
Yep.
But they're very good.
They are very good. But you know what? Someone has to copy them because it has to continue.
Yeah, no one else is doing it.
Exactly.
And there was another band called the Sheepdogs. I haven't gotten very much into their music, but I know a couple of their songs, and they're pretty good. There's one song of theirs that sounds like Tom Petty, so that's what you're dealing with there.
I'm a big fan of a band called Dawes, Dawes. Check them out. I think you'd like them. It's kind of the Laurel Canyon. Yeah, the Laurel Canyon sound, which is my jam. I love the Laurel Canyon sound. So they are from California, I believe, and very prolific. Very, very prolific for young. Young. They might be maybe early 30s. The lead singer is married to Mandy Moore.
Oh, really?
I only know of Mandy Moore because she's adopted one or two cats from Beth Stern.
Did she?
Very weird place to know someone from. Yeah, Beth Stern does a lot of animal rescue.
It's like six degrees of separation.
That's the only place that I've heard her name come up.
So I was like, oh, that means more.
I just.
I knew that her husband was musical, but I didn't realize.
Well, she was married to Ryan Adams, and then is divorced from him. I think she married Tyler from Dawes. I'm pretty sure she did. Anyway, if not, they're together. I think that you'll like them. Check them out. That's my little. That's my recommendation. Well, I want to thank you both. This has been so much fun for us. Do you want to promote your social media if you want to, and your podcast?
We definitely need to promote our podcast.
Yeah.
I listened to your whole podcast and I loved it. So if you want to promote it, that's great. I mean, you went there, girls. You went there, and I appreciate it.
We recorded our first episode, and then we ran into a roadblock where it was like, when Jaz was free, I wasn't, and when I was free, Jaz wasn't. So we've decided what we're going to do for the first season is the air date is to be determined, but we are going to get as much material recorded as we can, and then once we feel good about that, we'll say, okay, this date it's going to start, we're going to upload one a week. We'll have to determine that, but I'm determined to get that thing going because it's going to be so fun.
And what's your podcast called?
I have to give Jaz the credit for this because it completely came from her, but classic, not classy.
That's awesome.
It's funny because we wanted to center it on classic rock in general and just us as two young people with our takes on it. And our entire first podcast, like 90% of it, we were just talking about the Rollers.
Yeah.
That was a complete accident. We weren't even supposed to mention them, but we were supposed to say we liked them, but that's it.
I thought it was great.
It was focus time.
No, I thought it was great. And it's called Classic, Not Classy, and you're on Spotify. Is that right? That's where they can find you?
Yeah. Well, actually, there's... You guys might find this helpful because you've got your podcast, but I found this app called Anchor, and it's free. You can download... You can, like, actually record your podcast on it. And through that app, you can upload it to other streaming platforms. And I did that, and I believe it's up on a bunch of different places. I'm not sure if it's on Apple Podcasts, which is unfortunate because that's what I use.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other places that it's on.
Oh, that's great. I found you on Spotify,
Yeah.
so we'll drop a link when we post the podcast.
Oh, perfect.
Well, thank you so much,
sure we are
girls.
on there. I don't know about Apple Podcasts either. I never even checked.
I didn't check either.
You're
I
fine.
checked once or twice, but it was still like being uploaded to other places. So.
Oh, we are on Apple Podcasts. Look at that.
Oh my gosh! I'm so excited.
We have no ratings. Somebody go rate us, please.
We'll rate you.
I'm
So
going to shamelessly plug ourselves.
Apple and Spotify are two places they can find you. And I recommend it. I mean, it's not for the faint of heart, roller fans. Just enter with an open mind and just let the girls have their stories and have their thoughts.
I know we are young and people will bring that up, but we do love them. Everything's meant in a nice way. No hate towards anybody, really.
And like that's our angle on it.
Maybe a few people, but
it's like this is how we see this as younger people. And I was gonna say something. Totally forgot.
But that's
it's okay.
That's the best
Totally
part
fine.
of it. That's the best part. It's your thoughts, 20-something thoughts.
Yeah.
It's a revelation to me. I love
I
it.
remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say if you enjoyed this particular episode of this particular podcast, like the way that the four of us are chatting, you'll probably be fine with our podcast.
Yep.
Okay.
And we got some good ideas going with it.
Oh yeah.
I'm not worried.
Themed episodes.
You're not
Which will
worried.
end up basically rollers oriented, I'm sure, on accident somehow, but...
there is other stuff I want to talk about, like...
Well, there's other stuff I want to talk
coming up
about,
with a
too.
new album. That's exciting.
I don't know. See, that's something, like... This isn't for here, but that's something I don't really know if I'm excited about or not.
I have thoughts on it.
I have thoughts, whether positive or negative.
Wait, on whose new album?
AC/DC.
Oh.
They announced they're going to do another one with their singer that actually, he had to step down from touring for a while. But it's really awesome to see that he's back in the game. And I heard a little bit of, just a little tiny snippet from their new single.
I know it's going to be amazing, and I love AC/DC. You know, they're like my second favorite band.
Jazz, their stuff sounds the same. It sounds good, but it also sounds the same.
Shut up.
I like their music.
I'm just still sad about Malcolm, so that's why I don't know.
I'm sad too. Okay,
well, they still sound the same. What do you mean they sound?
They do. But it is their sound, though. You know?
This is what to expect on the podcast.
It's their style.
Hey,
Yes.
you're free.
A little teaser.
You're riffing. Riffing.
We are. We're off topic, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That's okay.
Well, we're going to wrap it up, and we want to thank you so much. We just think you're delightful. And
It was awesome talking to you girls.
we'll definitely be keeping in touch.
Awesome much.
Thank you.
You guys are the best.
Oh, thank
You guys are over here
you.
just making dreams come true out of nowhere. And
Yeah, completely by surprise.
We're just little rascals like that.
And our work here is done.
If you could ask Duncan anything, what would you ask him?
does this have to be an appropriate question?
Well, no, now, you might, give me 1 second because, give me 1 second because I'm gonna get him on the line for you so you can ask him.
Oh my god.
One ringy dingy.
Surprise!
Oh, if he
Oh
picks
my
up.
god.
2 ringy dingies, or is that 6?
Oh my god.
Duncan,
Okay, now hang on a second. Obviously, technical difficulties. That's not supposed to happen. Maybe he went to refresh himself.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I said 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Give us a second.
All right.
You didn't even give us a chance to emotionally prepare.
Yes.
Duncan?
hello, hi, good to meet you.
Hello, girls. I have Duncan on the line. I want you to meet Duncan, Heather, and Jaz.
Hi.
Oh my god, hi.
Hi, Heather and Jaz, good to meet you.
It
These
is so amazing to meet you. Oh my gosh.
Oh, very good to meet you. Well, I heard you were talking about my albums, thank you very much, appreciate it.
Yeah.
oh, they're getting shy, Duncan.
Well, our albums, of course, yeah. Our albums, yes. So how are you?
Oh, we're
Very,
great now.
very. So
Where
excited.
are you?
Oh my gosh.
He wants to know where you girls are.
I'm out in New York. Buffalo, New York.
Belleville,
Oh,
Illinois.
no, that's nice.
So Heather's in Buffalo and Jaz,
Belleville, Illinois.
Illinois.
Oh,
So they're very big fans of the Rollers and Rabbit and Duncan Four especially.
that's nice to
Oh,
hear.
yeah.
How much did you pay them? No, I'm kidding.
Never.
That's really nice of you. Happy to hear that.
do that to you.
No, we actually, I found them, not by accident, on a YouTube video, and Heather's a big vinyl collector. Well, Jaz is too, and she was playing. What album were you playing in the background? Was it Ricochet?
Oh, it was probably Vox.
Vox, yeah, that's your
That was
favorite,
my
right?
Vox, wow, they're amazing, yeah.
Yeah, she loves Vox. So I was just fascinated by this young girl, and I just couldn't stop watching. So we had to reach out and find her, and we found Jaz as well. So we're so excited.
Well, that's good. Well, nice to meet you both.
Yeah, I wanted you guys to meet.
I
And
think we're a little more excited right now.
Well, if you could ask you some questions. I don't know, how's quarantine going? How's everybody doing?
Blah.
Right?
Well, I mean, this is like the best day of our lives, so I mean, that's good.
Right?
Yeah. They weren't this shy before, Duncan. I promise. You have a spell on them.
So, Mark, I'm trying to think of songs on
girls
Birthday
have a
Rock and
question you
Roll.
want to ask Duncan?
There's you, one, is all you see. That one. Which one is there? I like that one a lot. I sing it. Eric wrote it. Yeah, some nice songs on there. Does anybody know the Burning Rubber album? There's a whole bunch of roller songs sitting there that nobody's really heard that was used in the movie Burning Rubber. It's got some nice stuff on Yours and Mine, a thing called Bordentown, and what was the other one? There are a couple on there that are quite nice.
Duncan, was there actually
the soundtrack was amazing.
Yeah, was there a soundtrack released?
No. No, it's probably time we should do it. Or
I should say so.
Yeah, somebody was saying the other day the best of the Rollers albums, because there's 3 albums and then there's the Burning Rubber, which is the secret one. So yeah, it's nice to hear people that you're listening to some of that, and Ricochet, and of course Elevate.
Well, they're going to carry on the legacy, Duncan.
Oh yeah.
Do you sing?
I know, I would love to.
Do you sing? Sing one of us, so Let It Be Right in the World Tonight. That's what somebody needs to do now. I wish I had a studio to do it.
Yeah.
That's a
Especially,
great song.
yeah. They're so shy, Duncan. All right, well, look, I'm going to put you in touch with these two.
We're trying our best.
It's okay. It's okay. I probably should have warned you. It's not fair, but it's fun.
If I had a question, I would probably just want to know more about Rabbit and about being with the Rollers, like what it was like to live with the Rollers, because that fascinates me that you guys actually live together. I can't imagine all the crazy stories you guys must have.
Wow, that's an interesting question. Not question, but it was really incredible to have all those experiences. I think because I had it was basically 3.5 years with each band, with a year gap in the middle, so it was, pretty much 7-8 year run of just real excitement. And of course, living with the Rollers was a real screen. I mean, Alan was so funny, and as they all were, I've always said they were such funny, everybody was comedians, and it's, and I miss that. And of course, we just lost Ian, so everybody's very real sad. I'm very sad. I knew Ian very well. So it's just heartbreaking for all of us. God, our friend Ian. But yeah, so living with, so many fun times. I mean, it was just crazy because Alan, as I said earlier on, Alan was just the leader of fun. We had lots of fun on tour, and being in the Rollers, there was never an expense spared, so we always had the best homes and the best everybody flew first class. It was just quite incredible. So yeah, it was really nice. They were good people then. And Rabbit was great. Rabbit was also, we're just so young. We were, what are you girls now, 20 or something? We're all, Susan and I are not saying what we are. We're only 30, right, Susan?
That's right.
But anyway, we were at Rabbit. I think Rabbit, I was thinking the other day, because my son is turning 21 in 3 months. My son William, and and I'm trying to think. I turned 21 towards the end of Rabbit, and it's just so weird. We had so much at 20 in Rabbit, and that was a sad story because it was a great band last week. For some reason, I suppose being geographically, South Africa was so far away, and politically being South African, the world didn't want to know South Africans. You can't blame them. So I left there, moved to America, and that's how I met the Rollers. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and we're glad you did.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's boring. God, our lives are so boring next to the president today, isn't it, Susan?
Oh dear, oh dear! Don't get me started.
So boring with talking about Rollers. Yeah, but yeah, that was. So yeah, you told me something. You told me something about New York.
Yeah. Tell me about Buffalo, Heather. Is it snowing yet?
I believe Buffalo's really nice, isn't it? A vacation resort. It's one place we never went to. Buffalo.
Did you never get to Buffalo, Duncan?
I don't think so, but we went everywhere. I mean, wow, how could we miss Buffalo?
You're going to have to make it up. You're going to have to make it up to the girls.
We'll have to,
absolutely. You know what I really love about my area? I just think it's the funniest thing. There's a very, a lot of us have Polish heritage, and there's a lot of, the same traditions that we have, we make pierogi every year, we like our sponge candy, we like our butter lambs with Easter, and we are so there's a phrase that I like to use that we're up our own asses about that, where we just, everywhere, it's like, we have like a Buffalo store, it's called like BFLO or something, with like all this like Buffalo merchandise. You go to certain places with gift shops, and there's like literally sponge candy pillows, Butterland pillows, ornaments, like crazy stuff, but it's so funny, and I love it.
That's Buffalo pride.
Right?
Well,
We are proud.
When I came back from Toronto, I made my husband take me to the place where the buffalo wings were invented, and the name is escaping me. The name of the,
I've heard about that.
oh, what's the name of the pub? It's a pub.
Know.
Oh my God, it was so good. It was so worth, getting off the road home and taking a diversion. It was worth it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we love Buffalo for your wings. You're still in shock, Jaz? You don't have a question for Duncan?
I'm still trying to take it in.
Ross, do you have a question?
And will you marry me? You can ask that. He might.
That's my question.
Oh, okay, Heather.
I'm kidding.
That's why I said, does it have to be an appropriate question? But I didn't know it was serious.
Duncan, Jaz wants to know if the question has to be appropriate.
Well,
No, of course not. Okay.
I'm too shy.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to put you three in touch with each other, and then
My question is, can I have his number?
Wow. Or something.
Jaz's question was, can she have your number?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, actually, I
Give
do
it to the
have
world.
one
Give it to you
more
afterwards.
question.
Okay, we'll make it happen.
Text it to me. Text it to me is a better idea.
Heather will ask
Text
one
it
on my
to me,
behalf.
I'll text your number to her. He wants me to text your number to him. Your digits.
Yeah, text it to me.
Yeah, all right.
So,
Absolutely.
Excuse me, I'm the one who asked this question. I get the number.
Jaz, I got you, girl. I got you.
Husband, you can't not give me his number.
Well, definitely send my number to the
They're
group.
Duncan, they're actually fighting over you.
You can call me
They're-
anytime.
Zoom fight. All right, Duncan. Thank you so much. We're going to get on with our little podcast, and we love you for doing this.
well, thank you.
Thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you.
All right, we'll talk soon.
Oh, Jaz
I'm
and
still
Heather.
shaking,
Oh,
but thank
beautiful
you.
names. Okay, you take care.
All right, thanks, Duncan.
All right.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye,
Nice
honey.
talking to you. Bye. Bye.
Now, wasn't that super fun? We want to especially thank Duncan for doing that. The girls were speechless. It was absolutely adorable. We know you all want to welcome our new friends, Heather and Jaz, into the community. They are just wonderful, real keepers. We look forward to keeping in touch with them and meeting them one day at an event, a concert, or just for a Wild Girls weekend somewhere. We want to thank you all, as always, for listening, and until next time, keep on rolling.